mentioned pensions, and if
Pension
someone,
funds, pension funds, for example,
yeah,
the tax department can close the banking system, can close can block the account. All these things can happen if you
right,
say stop, and then you, yeah, in Germany. So they were told, so I was told, then there is a probability that you are kicked out of the complete system, that you don't also have any account anymore. And
mhm,
for this reason, they established foundations in other countries with a
yes,
bank, with an account, and in the foundation they established a company so that they could work over the company, um, uh, so that they can make business with normal people. Yeah.
correct. Yes, that's right. There's two ways of doing this. You can go full private and just turn your back on the whole thing. A lot of people have done that. Or you can take control of your birth certificate, the dead entity, the legal fiction, and treat it as a corporation. So your name, all your last name in all caps. By the way, your surname's not yours. So the surname is owned by the Vatican. The word idiot means the person who does not know their name. So if you go into court and they call you by your surname, Mr. Smith, and you go, yes, the court will treat you as an idiot because the court knows that's not your name. You might notice the very people at the very top of this pyramid don't have last names. The Queen of England does not have a surname. She's from the House of Windsor. So the Rothschilds don't have a surname. They have like Gareth D. Rothschild. The D means that is not a surname anymore. It's a family name or a house name. Another one is in Germany. You probably know this. Germany, if you've got von in the middle of your name, von means that's not a surname. So, Hans von Bergen or whatever. Bergen is either a place or a house, not a surname, because the von says it's not a surname. So, yeah, the passport is not you. So you can get this corporation. You can become a secured party creditor, and you own that corporation, and you can treat it as a corporation. You can run it as a corporation and still live in the private, and you can put everything into that if you wish. Also, what you can do is I've just made some notes here. I was just going through it all. Yeah, you can do that. Pensions. Oh, yeah, I want to touch on the pensions as well and all this sort of stuff. There is going to be no pensions. A lot of people are clinging on to this. Oh, if I step out the system, I won't get my pension. Got news for you. In this decade, there's not going to be any pensions. It's gone. I was warning people over a decade ago. This is why I wrote the book. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I thought there is going to be no pensions. Private or state, they're gone. The private ones are actually running. The last time we looked at the debt market, the debt market, I think it was 30 trillion, was operating with a negative yield, which means negative interest rates. That's the debt market. Every single pension is basically you've bought debt and you're hoping that that debt will be paid off and then you'll get your pension. It ain't going to happen. I've got a private pension. It's worthless. I've been paying into it since I was 21. And now when I researched the pension system, I went, oh my God, it's a scam. People now paying into private pension companies are actually paying the people who are retired today. That's all that's happening. Okay. State pension, have a look at the unfunded liabilities of your country. Okay. In UK corporation, it's 9 trillion. That's unfunded liabilities. That's essentially the pensions. So what this is pensions that have been promised to the elderly, 9 trillion. In America, 220 trillion unfunded liabilities. There's no money. So there's no pensions. Sorry for the bad news. You've got to prepare now. This is why I've got gold and silver. Wages as well. Oh my God, where do I begin with that? In a free market, it doesn't matter if you lose your job for a few weeks or a few months, because you'll have a big load of savings to live off. That's the way I live my life, by the way. I've never taken any benefits or anything. I had a back injury 10 years ago and I couldn't work for 2 years. I didn't claim anything. I just lived on my savings because I was saving. I would just save just in case something bad happens. You don't know. That's what sovereign means. You're responsible for your own life. So if something bad happens and you lose your job for whatever reason, I go, okay, I've got my savings. I'll live off that for a couple of years, which is what I did. And then I got back to work and filled the hole in, and the savings filled it back up again. So people have got to be responsible for themselves. Pensions is a scam. People should not be paying into companies or corporations for their own future. Do you think these corporations care about your future? No. In fact, a lot of these pension companies don't want you to live past 65. And here's the thing. This is the truth behind what's going on now. So we say that the medical situation that's going on in the world today is to do with the fact there's no money to pay pensions and there's no money to pay benefits. You are a liability to the government at that stage. They don't want you alive. They want your trust fund, because when you die, they can gain access to the trust fund, which is worth a couple of million. That's what they want. People think that this whole medical thing is being pushed by the pharmaceutical companies. No, it's not. They're only dealing in hundreds of billions. That's chicken feed. That is loose change that you find in the back pocket of your jeans. The people truly behind this have gone past the billions. They've gone past the trillions. They operate in the quadrillions, just to give you an idea. Okay. So yeah, people are way off base when they say, "Oh, it's the pharmaceutical companies." Yeah, they're just an agent. They're a bit part player in this. They're going to make some money. Whoop-de-doo. They're not behind it. But yeah, so there's no pensions, no wages. Hospitals. I would not be using state hospitals anymore. Right. Now I researched state hospitals. I researched cancer, diabetes, Alzheimer's, and realized they were curable because I found out what caused them. You need to look up MLC5 that's found in a certain medical procedure. Just have a look at it. Look up Rachel Seller. So that's someone you should get on as a guest. When I discovered that and the link to all the E numbers that are in supermarket food, it's like, oh my God, no wonder everyone's dying of cancer. Yeah. But yeah, you do not want to trust state hospitals. State-controlled medical doctors are completely dangerous. You want to steer away from them at all costs. But hospitals, this is another thing. People think hospitals are there for your health. I mean, this is what I don't understand. Look, I think the government set up hospitals because they want you to live a long time. No. The state want to take control of the hospitals so they can make you sick and make money off you while you are sick. And they want to get control of your birth certificate. That's where it's created. Have you ever wondered why in a hospital it's called a ward? And it's the same in the prison. You have wards in prisons, you have wards in hospitals. What you're doing is you're handing over your authority to the people who run that hospital. You are awarding your authority to them. You might have noticed what's going on in this country. You've got mothers who can no longer see their babies. They're just given birth and then they can't get into the hospital. And you go, what's going on? In Leicester, we helped a mother who went sort of little viral. So 15 of the people that I know went to the hospital and dealt with that. But here's the thing: is that mother did not know what she was getting into. She filled the forms in. You handed your child over to a government agency. You consented. That's why these doctors and nurses can then tell you what to do, because you are in contract with them. So yeah, I would not be trusting state hospitals. I would go holistic. Deregister from your GP. I could talk for hours on that, but I mean, I was really ill 5 years ago, and that's when I went down